one thing which comes to mind is the regulatory rigor which to run a successful business and one which is compliant, and the CFO is in a place of responsibility.
Absolutely.
And if things unravel and go really bad, then there could be serious consequences for the organisation and also the CFO at a personal level. They
Mm,
could be hauled into court and potentially
absolutely.
found guilty of something and taken to jail. So this is really quite serious. So I wonder if you have any thoughts on how do we address that yet be entrepreneurial,
Hmm.
entrepreneurial, innovative, and contain risk, I guess, to prevent
Yes.
these bad things from happening.
I think no, absolutely. It is. I mean, one of the first things you're learning is, it's, I mean, literally the terminology is, make sure that what you do keeps you out of jail, keeps your organization out of jail, and keeps your clients out of jail. I mean, that it is that serious. And I think a lot of people don't realize the CFO and the CEO of an organization really have a huge amount, as you said, a huge amount of responsibility, and jail is, and others are, are serious um, likelihoods if things go badly wrong. So with that in mind, of course, you are going to be in a state where you are constantly trying to control things, and so you can understand that mindset. I think what helps then is, and you can't take your eye off that because it could be disastrous. But I think that if you apply some agile thinking to this, you will actually realize that uh, a lot of governance is built into agile ways of working because you've got transparency, because you've got short cycles, because you're collaborating, because you're talking all the time. If the finance teams, if the individuals within the finance teams go and sit with the people who are doing the doing, building the product or whatever it is that's going on, and really get in there, you then get a sense of what's going on. Those guys want help from finance to understand the consequences of their actions, and also finance then have immediate feedback on whether things are going in the right place or not. To know that within 2 weeks you can pull the plug on something
Mm.
is control. Um, but the problem is that traditional cycles, as you say, we plan them and then we basically let that project go for a year or two, and then look at it at the end and go, that didn't work. Within Agile, we're looking at that every 2 weeks, so we're keeping on top of it, and that's the mindset changes. Not having all those reports coming all the time, but actually going and seeing what is being delivered.
Mm.
And this idea of, go and mix with the people and actually see what's happening. There are ways of doing this. In my talk, the art of governance in the age of agile, I cover this in a little bit more detail, with some examples that I used in my experiences. But it is incredibly important. But I think once you understand that, you actually realize, hey, this is actually more fun. This is actually less risky. This is actually more interesting as well, as a finance person to be working in that way.